The death toll from the historic fire that roared through parts of the Hawaiian island of Maui has risen again.
Nearly 100 dead.
Oh no, guys! No, we have to leave!
This is now the deadliest wildfire in modern U.S. history.
The scale of suffering and trauma only now coming into focus.
How this tragedy happened.
Hope is quickly fading.
This is a disaster.
They need help.
Hey, President Biden, where are you?
Welcome to the blockchain bunker just below the blockchain basement. Today we're going to be talking about something very devastating to the United States, the tragedy that just happened in Maui. In a shocking and devastating turn of events in the United States, Maui's popular tourist destination Lahaina is now looking like a war zone. Some people had to take to the ocean to find refuge from these intense flames of this disaster. And the death toll continues to rise, and fears of missing children are now swirling from school being off that day. Many locals are calling into question the lack of warning from local authorities and why local communications were basically non-existent at the beginning of these fires in Lahaina. Why didn't the alarms go off? First-hand accounts of the disaster have described this as looking like a bomb had gone off. Buildings and vehicles were cremated, while surrounding brush and trees remained standing. A lack of burn marks on the road has caused confusion as to how these fires first moved so quickly and concisely through the town. People have even reported bright flashes of light and suspected beams that might have come from above, which ignited the speculation that these fires may have been propelled by direct energy weapons. To add more fuel to the speculation, the Maui police chief was also the incident commander of the Las Vegas shooting in 2017. Amidst the confusion following this disaster, FEMA and the Red Cross have been highlighted for a lackluster response and aid to this area and an unreasonable stoppage of needed aid from the community members that were trying to get through barricades.
The government withholding every single one of our donations because we are not a part of FEMA and Red Cross. We're trying to help you guys, bro, but they're not letting us.
As of now, a widespread power outage remains. Water is contaminated and the true state of disaster has taken hold of this area. People are fighting at food distribution centers. Death toll numbers are seemingly being underreported and emergency services remain unavailable. There's also a new 12-mile no media zone, which is making it even more difficult to get to the bottom and the extent of what the losses truly are. The area taken out by these fires and most primarily impacted were particularly made up of locally owned shops, homes, and small businesses that were the lifeblood of this popular tourist destination that's attracted people from across the world. It is worth noting that all over Maui, gigantic sections of land have been recently bought up by prominent business leaders. This includes Oprah Winfrey with 2,000 acres, Mark Zuckerberg with 1,400 acres, and other powerful corporations have been moving into the area like BlackRock and Vanguard. The locals of Maui have been outspoken for years against what has been called a land grab by the elites that are interested in getting their hands on this prized real estate, still held onto by the locals. The local community has even been working to pass laws to block massive developers and corporations from moving into the island. Another noteworthy development in the remaking of Maui can be found within the intentions of local and state leaders who have had their eyes set on turning Maui into a smart city since at least 2019. An alliance was formed in 2019 between the World Economic Forum and the Hawaiian government leaders with a mission to set up the first smart city governance program in the United States. A system some have dubbed as the 15-minute city, a fully encompassed system of monitoring and control of carbon credits on a statewide level. The governor of Hawaii, Josh Green, was recently at the United Nations, touting Hawaii's environmental initiatives to become the first 100% renewable energy grid. This is all part of a larger Agenda 2030, set for renewable energy goals that are most closely shared by crime-ridden, densely populated cities such as San Francisco, Montreal, Portland, Los Angeles, Seattle, and New York. In this vision for a 15-minute smart city, the goal is to create walkable cities with low walk scores for lucky guinea pig participants who will find themselves living within these pilot programs. These are corporate and government level reactions to things like the recently declared Vancouver climate emergency, where plans are being fast-tracked to meet fun new climate goals made by jet-setting corporate overlords of the world. If you haven't been paying any attention, this move towards smart cities has been going on across the country of the United States for years now. I would like to point out that across the US, for at least the past decade, we have seen a heavily funded and built out infrastructure of mixed use and Type 3A buildings take on our city centers, which are essentially apartments built on top of storefronts and local commerce. Think about it. Stack people on top of each other and on top of revenue creating retail locations on the bottom floor. That's quite a tax incentive in that particular design. One set of taxes on the property and much above. Now, this plan for a 15-minute city seems like a distant potential connection, but as we are now finding out, many of the people who lost their homes in the fire are having their land taken away from them through an insurance and zoning loophole. Reportedly, the insurance claims are being denied so far over zoning infractions that bar these residents from receiving their insurance claims and losing the ability to rebuild their lost homes. While Joe Biden remains all in on sending hundreds of billions more in aid to Ukraine, rest assured the big guy says that he is laser focused on the catastrophe in Maui. I'm sure you are, Joe. There is a whopping $700 one-time payment in relief being offered for victims here in the United States. And no matter how the Maui fires were started, the fact of the matter is hundreds of people or even more have died and thousands of people are hurting and will be for a long time. Lives, houses, and livelihoods have been lost, and there's a long road ahead for all the residents here. Our very own Kelly Kellum has many family members whom are providing us reports from on the ground, and by all accounts, this is far worse than the media coverage shows. Kelly's cousin Matt Kellum, who was born and raised in Maui, has started a GoFundMe to raise the funds for the ongoing food and supplies pop-up that also serves as a Starlink internet hub so that people can have the opportunity to get as much needed food and supplies and information as we all have access to, and to make sure that the internet is accessible for their phone calls and to handle necessary correspondence with their loved ones. You can donate to this fund with the link below in our description, and I hope that you spread the message to a friend or a loved one who needs your support at a time like this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Why didn't the alarm system operate to warn local residents of the fire? Was there a direct energy system involved? And could this potentially have been a push to get Maui revamped as a smart city for the technologically elite?